like you're releasing down through the tendons of the neck. Great. Feeling all of that energy, all of that constriction down through your shoulders, maybe the traps right on the top. You want to push those in. And then if that feels good to you, you can actually gather energy and throw it out of your body. So if there's a particular tension in your jaw, or perhaps anger or emotion that is stored there, I want you to gather it, gather it, gather it, gather up. And cast it away and out from you and release. Now we're going to do that 2 more times consciously, even though I felt like a huge opening in the energy there. So maybe you want to stay with your throat. Maybe it's another chakra point. Maybe it's your third eye feels like it's still focused outward and you want to tap on it. You want to tap down the sides of your face. You want to gather energy that's like behind your tongue, even underneath. Rolling the head from one side to the other. Just doing a little bit of energetic release, rolling the shoulders, maybe coming down into the belly. What are you hanging on to in your gut? Let's actually massage the gut in a circular motion. Bring your hands, feeling like a digging into the most sensitive spaces, the most vulnerable places of your digestive system. There's always one spot that feels a little bit more tender, a little bit more primal, a little bit more vulnerable or electric. If you can squeeze that area and tell it it's okay for it to release now, like let it go, let it go, let it go. And if you get distracted by your mind or another place, that's okay. And just continue to do that in your body for a moment. I'm going to make some sounds for us. Letting it go, letting it go, letting it go. Now I want you to bring your attention to the back of the body. The back of the body, the back of your chakras, your wingspan, all of the things that you do not see, everything that you collect back there, and see if there's any little movements that you can allow at the top of your head, all the way down to your spine, all the way down to the base of your tailbone, all the way down, 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 down deep into the earth. Good. And now ground here, land in stillness. Take a deep breath. Relax the jaw and exhale. Bring your attention to what would be your womb space, the lower dantian, bringing your hands to your hips and your lower belly, and gently starting to rock. Maybe those Sufi grind circles, allowing yourself to almost be liquid, like a trance. You can go in either direction, whatever feels good to you. Not thinking about stretching or tension, but actually allowing yourself to feel fluid. So as you feel your grounding cord deep into the earth, remember the energy goes 2 ways here. So what is in your being, your blood, bone, and being right now that feels like it wants to be released into the earth? Or maybe what energy in the earth, what minerals, what light, what prana activation feels like it wants to come up into your grounding cord now. And here we will invite in Great Spirit as we are very open and aware that we are in a phase of upgrade, of deep release. Gate gate paragate parasamgate bodhi soha. Great Spirit, we are so grateful. Grateful for the opportunity to gather. Grateful for our collective of souls. Grateful for anchoring the light with our vibration, our blood, bone, and being, our intention. Please bless us with inspiration. Please clear our minds. Please take from us all that does not serve us. You can come to stillness as you are called, or you can keep moving. And now we invite in the directions, the north, the stones and the bones, the element of earth, the ancient ones, the medicine of buffalo. We move to the west, the water, the dolphins, the whales, the record keepers, and also the medicine of bear, of dream time, of sleep, of this full moon rising. To the south, to fire, to summer, to the snake, to that adolescence and play. And to the east, to the bird tribes, to the invitation of spring, which we are in full force. Beltane approaching soon. Thank you to the winged ones, to the angelic beings, to the ascended masters, to all of your personal guides, personal ancestors, personal bodhisattvas. I invite you to call in your guardian spirits, your animal totems, your allies. Call them into you now. Call them for you now. May you recognize their words, their messages, their downloads. Call them close. Say prayers of thanks to them. Kuan Yin, thank you for being here. Paramahansa Yogananda, all the saints and sages of all religions. Ram Dass, Neem Karoli Baba, thank you for being here. Phoenix and Sage. We are so grateful that you have entered our circle. Bring your hands to the earth or the ground.
Be dealing with.
Today is Earth Day. So
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm like really appreciating I'm getting all these patients, I'm getting all these new cases. It's just suddenly I don't have the energy to really reflect on my own self now. It's all very much, okay, what am I doing wrong, or what can I do to help these patients more?
do you want some feedback or coaching on it?
Sure.
Yeah, you open to me going with you?
Yeah.
I have a couple things to say since we're new to each other, so we have to
Mm-hmm.
build trust a bit. But I'm going to teach you something that I taught Soshi, I think, when we were doing one-on-one. So this is a million years ago. No, I'm just kidding. I just made a joke. But you said it, so it's not even something that I'm bringing to your awareness. It's something that you're aware of, where you said, I'm very attached to the results. And
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, I mean, girl, like I get it because like, I did a meditation, I channeled, right? And then people were like, yay. So I can go to bed tonight and be like, yeah, right on. People liked my thing, you know what I mean? So like there's that aspect of our human, I'm a healer, but like I'm a person, and if I have a good call, I feel it. And if I have an awkward insight timer, I feel it. I'm like, wow, that was weird, or there was like an entity or something, I can feel the difference between a good session and a not great and a like okay. Because they're never bad, but they're just like meh or woo, and so like you can feel that, right? Okay, now I'm getting something for your energy specifically. Would you say not only this is a place where you're rigid with yourself? Do you have very high
Yeah.
standards just in general in your life? It kind of,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's a personality trait that you have.
Yep.
The second piece is the part that you just said about like, I don't have the energy or mental capacity, right? This is the piece that I trained Soshi in, which is like, and you feel scientific. Your energy feels very linear and scientific to me more than if I was going to compare you to Soshi. So she's a little bit more woo-woo feeling in her body and bones than you are, right? But there's a place for all of us at the table. I think what might serve you, right? And you can, again, this is something that next month you can come back and let me know if this was, is we have rigid on one side, yeah, and then we have relaxation on the other of that. That trust piece that I kind of went in when I interrupted Avery when she was talking, and I was like, you also need trust, right? This is something that I want to bring in for you, because if you trust that Yuka doesn't have to cure cancer as an acupuncturist who's beginning her practice, but each of these souls are on their own journey for healing and their own journey. And cancer is an energy and an entity and a life force of its own that overtakes a human body. And the person can either overcome and do that dance and then have a rebirthed life, or they succumb to it and then that life closes, right? I don't think any, whether it be doctor, surgeon, or acupuncturist, has control over that dialogue. That dialogue is between the human, the cancer, and God. Like, so this is a very extreme disease that we're speaking about, right? Or like it would be like AIDS or something. It's like that's their journey. You, as especially as an acupuncturist, get to harmonize, right? The being as best as you can. And maybe just go with me. I'm just like creatively spitballing in a way and channeling at the same time. But like, I wonder if you could, instead of focusing on like getting rid of the cancer or attacking the cancer, because that feels like it's more rigid or like curing, what if you could focus on like bringing the being into homeostasis of some sort? So that the environment of the body was a hospitable place that if cancer wanted to go, it could go. If it wanted to, you see what I'm saying? So it's like focusing on the wellness and the well-being of the being itself versus attacking or getting rid of the disease is a more trusting and relaxed space. And then there's the part of you that's going to have to retrain your mind, not only with this, but everywhere in your life, to not put all of the responsibility on you for whatever, right? Because that's where your human patterning comes up in your healing practice. That's why you feel exhausted. Last little bit here. Healing happens through us as healers. We are a vehicle and a vessel. The more that I lean back, I let spirit come through me. I don't think thoughts. It happened last August. I was doing a sound healing in Austin, and I never do that because I have stairs to my little condo, and I have to take these heavy singing bowls up the freaking stairs to the car, back to somewhere in Austin, and then back out. It's a lot of work. I don't do that. But I was out one day, and I was doing these singing bowls, and I had this beautiful room, and some of my dear friends were there, and it was really a perfect thing. And I started freestyling English words just like I did today. The sun is rising, yada, yada, yada. I wasn't thinking that, it just came through me. Now, when I was doing it in August and I was freestyling and singing, I was having a very interesting experience because I wasn't thinking and I was witnessing. I was somehow like two of me, and I was witnessing words come out of my mouth. Like the more that I leaned back into trust, I was like rapping. It's somewhere on video. If I had more diligence, I would edit it. And so I was like spinning energy, spinning fire coming out of my mouth. All of this is like, that's what real magic healing is. It's not like, I mean, yes, you can systematize and think and be like, you listen as an acupuncturist, you listen to pulses, you listen to the energy of the room, you decide what points are the pattern that are going to create but the more that you allow space for the intuitives, like, and then you'll get ideas. I know it's happened to you before, versus trying to solve a problem or fix something. That's your energy versus the all energy. So the more that you can trust that and shift that it's happening through me, this person's journey is their own. I don't have to take responsibility for it. I can let myself trust that process and then just provide the best that I can provide. And there's something about you relaxing a little bit more into knowing that it all gets done and that you are a small part of it all happening, that's going to not make you feel exhausted or mentally taxed. Because if you're using your own energy to heal people, it's going to drain you.
Thank you.